Hello, good afternoon once again. Welcome to Wango's English Hub. I still remain your English language coach, Wango Samaila. Welcome, welcome. Today, I will be sharing with you something very interesting. I'll be taking you through a journey on a very important topic. When I used very semantics, for those who are conversant with semantics, will understand what I mean. What permit me is a Nigerian culture, or it's part of the Nigerian culture that, for the purpose of emphasis, we repeat a particular word twice, such as fast, sharp. So when I use very. Alright. Now, one challenging aspect of speaking for most people, from the most basic level of education to the highest level of education, is the correct use of Concord. Already you know what I'm about to talk about. It's quite interesting to know that even professors in various fields find it difficult to actually give a proper sentence. In some cases, it is quite embarrassing, but most of the times, most of these people do not even know that they are actually making syntactic blunders. In fact, in some cases, they will argue with you that they are right. Actually, they might not be right. Another errors, or one of the errors I have come to realize over time, is the belief that, or permit me to use this language, the belief that when English sounds sweet to the ear, then it is correct. No. Most of the times, people who you feel sound with the use of English language might be making a lot of syntactic blunders, a lot of grammatical errors that are not supposed to be. So I will be taking you on a very key journey on the topic Concord. Now, Concord is not just a topic that is restricted to exam preparation. No. Every day of our lives, as we speak, as we write, whether for official purpose or for an unofficial purpose, you cannot run away from Concord. Now, the point is, what is Concord? Now, I will be laying a background on this important topic. Then hopefully, in my subsequent videos on this topic, I will elaborate, and I'm trusting that I will be using the board so that we can follow as well. Now, what is Concord? Now, in a simple term, Concord is the agreement between the subject of a sentence and the verb of a sentence. Now, for a better understanding, there are different levels of sentence analysis. Now, there's the traditional system of sentence analysis where we have the subject and the predicate. Now, when we talk about the subject, we are talking about the doer of an action in a sentence. The doer of an action in a sentence. Now, and in most cases, subject begins the sentence, and they are always noun. In few cases, it could be pronoun. So what I just want you to pick out very important here is that subject is a doer of the action. Now, the traditional way of sentence analysis, we have the subject and the predicate. Now, the subject, the doer of the action, predicate, every other information apart from the subject in the sentence. Now, it could be a verb, adjective, pronoun, prepositions, all are considered as predicates. Now, but there's also another way of sentence analysis which helps us helps us to be able to place every word under the word class they belong to, and we consider them the elements of a sentence. They include, or they are, subject, verb, object, complement, and an adjunct. Okay, now why am I taking you through this? It is key that you understand the concept of subject and verb agreement for you to be able to deal with Concord. Now, every sentence must have at least a subject and a verb. Now, for a subject or for a sentence to be complete or to be considered to be a complete sentence, it must have a subject and a verb. You could have sentences that have only subject and verbs, sentences that have subject, verb, and object. There are those that have the 5 elements: subject, verb, object, complement, and adjunct. There are those that have subject, verb, and adjunct. Same with complement. Now, it is important to note that any sentence that does not have a verb or a lexical verb, if I will be specific, is considered a phrase. Generally, we are made to believe that a phrase, a group of words that do not make sense, do not make meaning. And why is it that a phrase doesn't make meaning? It is basically because they do not have lexical verbs. Now, like I said earlier, the subject is the doer of the action in a sentence. The verb is the action done, and the object is the receiver of the action. Let me say, for example, Musa slapped Ahmad. Musa slapped Ahmad. Musa is our subject. Why? It begins a sentence. It is a noun. It is equally the doer of the action. What did Musa do? Slapped. That is our verb. Remember, like we have been taught in our secondary school, verb is an action word, even though it goes beyond action, because we have verbs that are or do not necessarily portray actions, but they are equally verbs. Now, slapped is an action, and therefore it is a verb. So slapped is the action done by who? Musa. Who receives the action? Ahmad. Therefore, Ahmad is the object of the action. I know we have cases of direct and indirect objects. I wouldn't want to go into that for now. I'm just giving you a kind of a background info as we go into Concord. The concern of Concord is not with the object, complement, or adjunct. The concern of Concord is limited within the field of subject and verb. Alright, so subject is the doer of the action, verb is the action done, and the object is the receiver of the action. I'll stop there. So, in essence, there must be an agreement between the subject and the verb for we to say that there is actually a concord. When there is no agreement, then there's a problem. Now the point is, what is this agreement that we're actually talking about? You have cases where singular words are mixed up with plural words are mixed up with singular words. There are places where you are not expected to use plural words and you see people using them. There are places where singular words ought to be applicable, but reverse is the case. So we will be looking into all of this as we deal with this very, very important topic. Now, I will give us two rules of Concord today. At least it will give us a kind of a better perspective of what I'm trying to explain. However, I will equally want you to know that just as we have singular and plural nouns, we equally have singular and plural verbs. Okay? For example, you have a boy, boys, girls, girl, girls, lady, ladies, car, cars. So you have singular nouns and you equally have plural nouns. In the same vein, you have singular verbs and you equally have plural verbs. Now, what is the easiest way to identify between the singular and the plural verbs? Now, I do tell my students that the opposite of singular and plural noun, or let me put it this way, singular and plural verbs is the opposite of singular and plural noun. What do I mean? In singular and plural nouns, boy without S is singular, right? Boys with S is plural, right? Girl, singular. Girls, plural. Lady, singular. Ladies, plural. It means that the word without S is singular. The word with S is plural, or the word with IES is plural, right? Now, coming back to verbs, the word with S is considered singular. The word without S is considered what? Plural. For example, if I say sings, S-E or S-E-E-M-S, sings, is considered singular. S-E-E-M without the S is considered plural. Slabs, S-L-A-P-S, singular. S-L-A-P, slab, is plural. So you get the point when I say that singular and plural verb is the opposite of singular and plural noun. In nouns, the word without S is singular, while the word with S is plural. However, in verbs, the word with S at the ending is considered singular, while the word without S is considered plural. So when you are dealing with verbs, when we have an outline of verbs, all the ones that end with S are considered singular. The ones without S, plural. I believe you get that logic I'm trying to explain. Now, what it means is that the subject, if it is singular, must tally with the verb. meaning the verb too has to be singular. And that's the rule number 1. The rule number 1 of Concord states that a singular subject must take a singular verb. For example, he is singular, she singular, they plural, we plural, you, depending on the context it is used, could be singular or plural. However, it rarely goes with singular verb. Okay? You cannot say you is. You could be referring to a single person. You could also be referred to a group of people. However, in whichever case it is used, rarely will you find it go with a singular verb. In the same vein, I, which is singular, does not go with singular verb. I goes with plural verb. What I would draw your attention to is that in every rule of English language, there's always an exception. Okay? There will always be an exception. The first rule states that singular noun or singular subject must go with a singular verb. I, which is singular, does not respect that rule, so it is an exceptional case. Now, you hear people say, he don't like him. Don't, it's not singular, it is plural. It is a verb and it is not a singular verb. It is a plural verb. So you cannot say he don't like him. Rather, you can say he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. You cannot say he slapped him or he slapped Mary. Rather, you should say he slaps Mary. I trust you are getting the point. So, but I can say I don't like him. Why? Because I, though a singular subject, does not go with the rule of a singular verb. Okay? It does not go with the rule of a singular verb. It is an exceptional case. Rather, it goes with the plural verb. And that's why you can use I don't like him. But you cannot use he don't like him. Rather, he doesn't, she doesn't. You can use I don't, they don't, we don't. Okay? You can as well say Mary eats a lot. Eats, E-A-T-S. You cannot say Mary eat, E-A-T. The E-A-T without S is plural. The E-A-T-S is singular. Mary is singular. Therefore, the verb should be eats a lot. Okay? But you can say Mary and Musa eat a lot. Here we have Mary and Musa, two subjects joined together by a coordinating conjunction and. So in this case, it is no longer a singular subject, rather we have a case of plural subject. And in this case, plural subjects must go with a plural verb. Okay? Plural subject must go with a plural verb. So, Mary and Musa is plural. Mary is singular. So rule number 1 states that singular subject must go with a singular verb. And rule number 2 of Concord states that a plural subject must equally go with a plural verb. Remember, like I said, in the case of I, it is an exceptional rule. I does not obey the first rule of Concord, though a singular subject does not go with a singular verb. Okay? Now, I will just stick to these 2 rules that I've stated. I hope to carry us along more in my next video as I write on the board, so that we could see the difference. The differences we'll be outlining. I will equally outline both the singular verbs and the plural verbs for easy understanding. Then I will state the remaining rules. We have up to 15 rules or more. Sometimes it depends on the author of the book you are dealing with, but you will definitely not find less than 12 rules of Concord. But I've given you the first 2, and just for a little recap, rule number 1, singular subject goes with singular verb. Rule number 2, plural subject goes with plural verb. Remember, the subject is a doer of an action in a sentence. The verb is the action done in the sentence, and the object is the receiver of the action done by the subject. Remember also that Concord simply means agreement between the subject of a sentence and the verb of that sentence. When there's no agreement, definitely there will be grammatical errors. And when a group of words does not or do not have a verb, then it is not a sentence, it is a phrase. And in dealing with phrase, Concord cannot be discussed. Concord can only be discussed when there is a complete sentence. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye bye.